So for those of you who are watching the recording, a few very quick notes on this. This is a more complex shape, but it's not going to be terrible. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this down one face at a time. So we can see that the overall measurements of this are 6 by 4 by 4, 6 units long, 4 units tall, and 4 units deep. And the reason it's a little trickier is it doesn't have a consistent depth, but that's okay. It's not going to be terrible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by looking at this top section. So we can see that only a small portion of it sticks up above the top half. Remember, this is the bottom and this is the top. So right here, this line is halfway up the shape. And so we have in the front view a 2 by 2 square. So in our front view, remember we're going to use this line and this line. I'm going to draw that 2 by 2 square. Now to figure out from there what happens, let's take a look at the orthographic drawing. Now if we take a look at the side view, we can see that this line matches up with this line. It's the only section where you have a part of the drawing that sticks up above halfway. And so what will happen is, if this is the front view, this is the left side of the square, and this is the right side of the square. And so what you'll see is when we flip it to the side, you're actually seeing from the right. So this is technically that right line. The left line is right behind it. And we can see that from there, it goes back another 2 units. And so that line that we're seeing here, so this line right here that I'm going to highlight in pink, is actually this line right here that I'm highlighting in pink. And this line I'm about to highlight in green is actually also this line, and it's this point. So what I can see is, because this line goes back 2, I can make this line go back 2. And we can see in the top view that it makes a square. So we go back 2, we go over 2. And so now we can see we're starting to form a cube. And in the back over here, we can see it starts to come back down. And so we have a square in the front view, which is already drawn, a square in the top view, which is already drawn, and a square in the right side view, which we're about to draw. So that is the first part of this. My drawing's a little sloppy, but it'll do. So now to figure out the rest of this. So we already have that first square. Now we can see in the top view, there's only one part that sticks out. And in the top view, you see a square that's going to be right in front of the square we already drew. So the square we already drew is right here, and there's another one right here. And so your first inclination might be to draw another cube right here. But that's not going to be quite right. In fact, if it were there, you wouldn't have this line. This line is showing, while it can't show what the difference in height actually is, we can see there is a difference in height, otherwise there wouldn't be an edge. So we can come into the front view and the side view. So we can see that this line right here, so this square right here, when we flip it up, we know it's not this square. This square is already here. So this square is being represented by this line. This square sticks out. We can see it up here, over here, the side view as well. So you have a square on the top view, a square in the side view, and then this square in the front view. You have this line matches this line, and you have this line matches this line. And so what you would do is we can see that you have this cube that's in front of, but also shifted down. So it's going to come over here. And look just like that. And so what we'll see is this square right here is actually this square. This square is right here, and this square is right here. And so what we're doing is we're creating a square that's in the front half. We're creating a square that's in the bottom half. We're creating a square that's in the front half. So it can help to split it up into sections. Now what we could do is if we think about this by splitting it up, so this rectangle right here, it's not in the front half, it's in the back half. So we know that if our front is split along, front back is split along this line, then we know that it's going to be behind this line. So this line right here is going to make up this front edge of it. Now looking at the front view, we can see that it's on the bottom. So it's not up here, it's down here. So we're coming out like that. We can see that it is 4 units long. So we come out 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can see that in the back bottom half, we also have that square at the end. So in the right side view, we get a square. And so the way I identified where that goes is I just looked at, in the top view, I can see it's in the back. In the front view, I can see it's on the bottom. And in the right side view, I can see that it sticks out to the right of these two. And this is what you would create for drawing 4. Now for drawing 4, I know this one's a little trickier, so please let me know if this video doesn't really make sense to you. I'm going to stop the recording.